Alright, so it's been a while since I've done any of these videos, but I wanted to quickly get this down because it's the new year and everyone's talking about new goals and all that stuff, so I want to get a couple of points across. I have finished my journal that I started out in May, and if you hear any noise in the background, that's because my roommate, I think, is doing the dishes or something. But I have written down some goals, some outlines for the new year, and I know I'm a little bit late to the New Year's resolution party, but I did want to get it down, and I did want to, at least sit down and think, well, what are some things that I'd like to see out of myself? And I have broken it down into 4 areas in my life that involve health, finance, education, and relationships. Health involves spiritual health, such as being calm, reducing anxiety and stress and all of that, as well as physical health, like for instance, I don't know how many people know, but I'm really a big fan on body weight exercises, specifically calisthenics. So I do a lot of calisthenics. I do a lot of push-ups, pull-ups. I'm trying to learn new tricks. I'm trying to learn how to do a full planche. I'm trying to do some muscle ups. I want to be able to do some handstands, pressed handstands, and I want to be able to do all of that. I also have some ambitions, so I'm pretty good at meditating. Weird thing to say, but I think I have a pretty good grasp at least keeping consistent. I try my best to do at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day when I have the chance, and when it comes into my mind that I should meditate, I try and meditate. For a couple of weeks, I've worked in construction as an assistant carpenter, so I was doing a lot of stuff, and I literally didn't have time to meditate. And the days that I had time, I would always be late for work because I would literally get up at 4:30 in the morning, have to write out tasks for my team, go to the construction site, and I wouldn't be back until 7 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock I'd have to be asleep, and I had 2 hours to just do everything I needed to do other than work. So it was really crazy, but I even managed to squeeze in 3-5 minutes of meditation here and there. So I want to max that up towards the 15-minute mark, 15-minute meditations, and then once a week, preferably on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, a 30-minute meditation session. 30 minutes to just clear my mind, to just be present and just accept that I'm alive. I want to build that habit really badly, and I have ambitions. Actually, right after this video, I'm going to do a 15-minute session. Then when it comes to some more physical health, I plan on doing some stretching. I want to make sure that I stretch, that my body is loose and it's relaxed all the time, and I'm not feeling tense or stressed or anything like that, at least physically. Mentally, I could be really stressed, but I want to at least make it so that if my body is relaxed and I feel good, then mentally I'm probably going to feel good too, and vice versa, right? It kind of goes in a loop cycle. So I want to keep control, at least physically. I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do all that without needing to stress my mind. I can just do it, and eventually my mind will start to be relaxed. Some people, they meditate before they exercise, but this is just what I found works for me. The next thing that I want to focus on is, on my finance side, is weekly bookkeeping. Now, I'm pretty good at this, I think. I like to think that I keep my books in good order throughout the week and throughout the month, but I want to make sure every week I'm going on Fridays or something like that. Friday before, sunset, and I'll get to this kind of in a little bit, but it is Shabbos, and I do want to take time to at least not go full on crazy like, Orthodox, conservative, and Judaism, where, you don't even use your phone at all, but at least to wind down. Don't stress about finance. Just take a day off, not a day off, but take some time off to really appreciate what you do have, your friends, in my case, my roommates, family, people that are around you. So that's what I want to do. But bookkeeping, maybe on Friday mornings or something, just take a look. What have I spent my money on? Why did I spend it on it? Is it worth it? Can I maximize my money in other ways, and stuff like that? The next thing I want to really keep a tally on is my discipline for investments. So I invest some of my money into crypto and into a Roth IRA. So those are the two big investments that I have. Some people really like to have a stock portfolio, and I see where they're coming from. I would, but for me, I think I can make more short-term money by hustling and doing my, being an entrepreneur and landing sales and all of that, more so than I would be in stocks. Because if I'm doing, trading a Tesla stock, while it's very volatile and it's very profitable for a lot of people, for me to be in front of my computer and trading 2 shares of Tesla to make me make $50 or $100 just isn't worth it. So I want to keep a good system in place for, okay, when I get my paycheck, 25% goes into investments, some of it goes into crypto, some of it goes into my IRA, etc. I want to make sure that I'm very, very attentive to where I put my money or reinvestments, and I want to make sure that 30% will automatically go into the business savings for tax purposes. 20% goes to my checking account. 20% goes into reinvestments, etc. Right? I want to make sure that I have that system in place. And then the last thing I want to do is to reinvest my money into my business. I've been really lacking with my business. I know I've been taking too much time off of it, and at least my ventures in general. I have Koji Languages, and I have JC Surge, and I have these people on my business side that they depend on me, and I need to deliver a good service. Then I also have people on the Koji side who really enjoy the content that I'm able to produce. So I want to make sure I'm reinvesting my time and my money into those things that not only give me money, but also, give some meaning to my life. Sales is also a big thing I want to really ramp up. I also have another business idea I want to do that's more hands-on, and that's a window cleaning business. I have some upfront capital. I can invest a couple $100 and try it out and build a site, Richmond, VA, window cleaners. Get a pole, a couple squeegees, and just try it out. It's always better, I think, and this goes to my next point, is education. It's always better to do something and fail than to have never done it at all and regret it. At least I've come to learn that, and it's been a big impact in my life. It's better to fail, even fail miserably, like literally like humiliate yourself in front of people, than to have never done it and then you feel regret that you could have done it, or at least that you should have done it. And then you're miserable from that, because at least you did try it. Even if you didn't do your all, like 110%, I know everyone says to give everything your 110%. I think as long as you give it a good shot, maybe 60%, 80%, even 30% is better than nothing. So that's my opinion. And then I want to give this window cleaning venture a shot, and I really want to give sales at JC Surge more than what I've been doing, is what I want to say. Lastly, education. Read books. I want to read 2 books a month, and I know this is a very vague goal because books can be 100 pages to 600 pages. By this I mean I want to read 2, pretty hefty works of literature of a couple hundred pages a month. Now, I'm actually reading right now the Torah. I'm reading Exodus right now, so I hope to finish it in the next couple of days. I'd like to, if I spend 40 minutes a day, just reading it, and I try and read some of the commentary too. And after that, I have a book on the Honda company, on Honda, and it's a pretty good book. So I want to read that next month, and I have a couple of other things that I want to do, like reading audiobooks or listening to audiobooks. I'm listening to Ordinary Men. I was recommended that book by Jordan Peterson. That he always talks about that book, and I thought I'd give it a shot. So listening to audiobooks more while I'm shopping, I want to do that even more. Just keep my brain active and feed it with new knowledge. And I'm going to do this in the afternoon, because I think it's also important that you set a time to when you're going to do your habits, rather than to just say you're going to do your habits. You want to make sure that they're okay. Well, if I do it in the afternoon, it's going to be a routine. So around this time is when I would do my meditation and reading, because I want to unwind my day. So after this video, I'm going to meditate for 15 minutes. I'm going to read for 40 minutes. I'm gonna do a little bit of some Koji work here and there, and then I'm gonna set my goals for tomorrow, and and then I'll hang out with some friends on Discord or watch a show or something. Just relax the mind. I do want to study Hebrew. I want to get into more like a B1 level in Hebrew, or maybe at least A2, to where I can hold some sort of a conversation. And in relationships, I want to be more open with people. I want to be more of like I want to say, I don't want to be, so I have over here what not to be and what not to do. And one of the things I want to avoid is gloating, because I do recognize that as I start to get more money and more wealth, I think is maybe the money really. And I don't know, wealth is more of an abstract concept, but money, I start to feel like a sense of almost arrogance, or at least I sense it a little bit more than when I was younger. So I really want to avoid that, because I don't want to be the like an asshole with money. I don't want to be the timid. And I think there's a great surah in the Quran, which is don't be so bitter that people will spit you out, but don't be so nice that people will swallow you. And I love that quote, because it really sums up the dilemma I've had for a long period of time, which is I don't want to be too nice to people where I'm a pushover, or where I can just be pushed over, stepped over. And I don't want to be a hard ass on people and a piece of shit and arrogant that people just don't even want to be with me in any regard. So I really want to avoid that. And I want to avoid not doing research. So what I mean by that is, I think a lot of us do this specifically now in the age of social media and mass information, where we'll see some like infographic, and then it says, for instance, this is the only thing I can really think of, but like the voter fraud, could Trump have actually whatever, some bullshit, right? And everyone just jumps on that, and then everyone's like, yeah, that's fact. It's a big problem, I think, that I don't know about other countries, but I'm sure other countries are dealing with it too. But in America, it's a huge problem, specifically because we're so politically divided, like very divided, not just politically, but demographically and every other sense of the word of division. It's really, in my opinion, not really a United States of America, and at least not, it may not be the most obvious to people, but I think we all have this problem, going back to social media, where we just see an image and then boom, it's fact in our head. Like, even if we know deep down that we're doing the wrong thing and that we need to do more research, we still like the idea that we can just point to like some Instagram post and say that call it fact. So I really want to, the moment I feel like I'm talking with someone, or I have an opinion that's in my mind for a long time, like, I don't like this. I'll give a really lighthearted example. I don't really like the Silverado truck. I have, long story short, I want to start a business that involves a pickup. I don't like the Silverado truck because I don't like the name of it, and I've heard a bad thing about this from one car mechanic. I don't want to take it as fact like that, especially if it's something that's going to affect me down the line. I want to do my research. Even if the research isn't the best, at least doing something. And this goes back to my, at least try and read 2-3 articles, even skim them, so you can at least see what other people are saying. Even if it's not all 100% right, it's probably going to be better if you get 5 different sources that are mediocre than one really bad source, if you get what I'm saying. And then finally, it's to reduce my ego. This goes back to kind of avoiding the temptation to gloat. I want to reduce my sense of pride or sense of self-worth, not in a petty way, but more in a, I need to remind myself that there is more to the world than just what I know, and I always need to have a curious mind so that I can grow and I can learn. And my real goal and ambition is to just create an abundance of wealth for financial independence and financial freedom. I want to be free from having to worry about bills and anything like that. And one of the ways that I think, from what I've observed, maybe other people have done it as well, is just learn what there is that the world has to offer you. So I do appreciate you guys if you watch this video. I just wanted to put this out there so that I can hold myself accountable. and maybe inspire some of y'all to set some goals, maybe along the lines, maybe very different. And if you guys have anything different, I'd love to hear you guys' goals and how you guys plan to achieve those goals. So with that being said, I'll see y'all in my next video.